guys, how's it going? It's Al. Week 2 on DraftKings, a very, very tough week historically, was a smash for me this week, as well as a lot of the other members in the SmizzGang. Judging from the winner's circle folder in Discord, where everybody posts screenshots of their wins, a lot of winners in our community last week, and I was one of them. I took down the Thunderdome. We're going to go over my cash game lineup. We're going to go over my Thunderdome lineup, which is a small field single entry tournament, which is something that I advocate that all of you start entering a whole lot more. You're not going to have a chance at winning $1 million, but you are going to hit more wins than you would playing against 100,000 people. If you played like the 100-man games, it's easier to beat 100 people than it is to beat 100,000 people. So your wins will be a little bit more consistent. Small field, limited entry, that's what you should be shooting for, and then take shots at the larger field entry stuff. It's just that simple. Okay, that's what we're going to get after. We're going to look back at what we did to see if there were mistakes that I made. We're going to take a look at the cheat sheet that comes out every Friday in the Discord for YouTube channel members on the main channel at smizzle.tv/join if you wanted to become a part of that. The Discord, smizzle.tv/discord if you wanted to get the most out of your channel membership. So thank you guys for being here. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notifications bell, and let's go.
He's a legend.
Let's start with the cheat sheet. Let's go over all the different columns that we have here. I've got my cash game core values. I've got my GPP under 10% plays. We put out the 5 under 5 video every single week on Saturday. That's recorded on Friday. Austin Eckler was in that one, but he didn't play. So you see right here, it's kind of the line from Major League. Cross him off the list if he doesn't play. So we did that. We crossed him off the list. Saquon Barkley hit. CeeDee Lamb had like 1 million receiving yards. Travis Kelce got in the end zone, but not a big day. DK Metcalf, I picked the wrong Seattle wide receiver. Lockett was the one who caught 2 touchdowns. Metcalf left the game with an injury for some of it. Michael Pittman didn't really go off. Jahmyr Gibbs had a whole lot of catches, and we're going to have to think about him moving forward. Because David Montgomery left the game with an injury, and he's probably going to miss a couple weeks. Josh Reynolds absolutely slapped. I had a lot. I had like 30% of him in my millionaire maker lineups. Dalton Kincaid, 3,300, under 10%. Josh Allen, 31 of 37, 274 yards, 3 touchdowns, 23.7 points. Perfect for cash games this week. I thought it was a two-headed monster at quarterback for cash games. It was between Josh Allen and Anthony Richardson. Richardson was rolling through the first quarter and a half, and then smacked the back of his head onto the turf on that second touchdown, and he left the game with a concussion. We're going to have to monitor that moving forward in future weeks. If he is out, Gardner Minshew, fine. Gardner Minshew has done nothing wrong in fantasy for us the last couple of years. We know what we're getting when you play him, and he's probably going to be very cheap moving forward. And as long as AR-15 is out, we know that he's going to be there. Also, I kind of like Zach Moss more with Minshew at quarterback because more touchdown upside, less, vulture ability from his quarterback. Rachaad White, 5,500. I was told that people's grandmothers were better at football than Rachaad White. Well, he took that personally and went 17 for 73 with a touchdown on the ground, caught all 5 of his targets for 30 yards, scored 21.3 DraftKings points. So, sorry, brother, but your grandma can suck it. Deebo Samuel at 5,600 was a smash. Historically kills the Rams. If you zoom out from that, right, because it's not just about the Rams, it's more about how they personally go and attack and game plan for specific defenses and how they play. If man, play Ayuk. If zone, play Deebo. Like, that's how they attack things. He went 6 catches, 9 targets, 63 yards. Also ran it 5 times for 38 yards, 22.1 points. Puka Nacua went absolutely bonkers yesterday. 15 catches on an absolutely absurd 20 targets. Now remember, targets are earned. You have to get open, okay? You must get open to get targets. They're not just going to force feed you the ball because coach said so. No quarterback's just going to throw the ball into like double and triple coverage on purpose all the time, or they're going to be out of a quarterbacking job. 147 yards, no touchdowns, 33.1 points for 4,900. That's a smash. Luke Musgrave was the cash game block at tight end. I didn't like it. I wasn't buying what they were selling, but like sometimes you just take the center square for the block. We'll take a look at whether I did or did not. 4.5 points for him. As far as the rest of the running backs, David Montgomery, before he left, had 17 opportunities. He did just fine at 5,800, even with the injury, because he ran for a touchdown, 67 yards, and caught one ball. Javonte Williams, he missed, but had good volume, 15 opportunities, did not score a touchdown, 58 total yards. Zach Moss was a smash, 18 carries, 1 touchdown, 88 yards, caught all 4 balls headed his way. Joshua Kelly, snowflaked. What are you going to do? 3 points. I apologize for missing on Joshua Kelly. I'll do it again if there is a situation where the backup's going to be thrust into volume. We chase volume on this channel, and we're going to do it. We've done it for 10 years. We're going to continue doing it every week moving forward, because that's where the Flames go. Deebo Samuel, we already talked about. Josh Reynolds, good Lord. 5 catches, 6 targets, 66 yards, 2 touchdowns, 23.6 points. Smash. Puka Nacua, already talked about him. Smash. Nico Collins, 4,800. 30.6 DraftKings points. Smash. Tank Dell, 3,200. 20.2 DraftKings points for 3,000. Smash. Luke Musgrave, meh. Chico, all the tight ends were just there. Tight ends were all present yesterday. Even Travis Kelce was present. Nobody went nuts. So like 7.5 for Chig. Laporta had 11.3, so he gave you a little bit of an edge over the position. Dalton Kincaid, 9.3. Dalton Schultz, 7.4. Nobody separated at tight end. It was just about making them fit into your lineup. Bill Stacks, that's what I won with. But we knew that they were going to be expensive. You had to pay a lot and find value, and there was plenty of value to go get. And you could eat up the tight end spot with that one. Bengals did not bounce back. Terrible output for them. This game, very much disappointed on both sides for the Jaguars in Kansas City. Goff stacks were great. Seattle stacks were great. San Francisco, you could have done okay, but like you'd have to have used Christian McCaffrey, which I said that we would allow with the Purdy stacks, but they didn't like go nuts. They did enough. It was really about having, and I had a lot of this in my, that you'll see in my Millionaire Maker lineups. Deebo Samuel, Puka Nacua secondary stacks were just straight fire. Buccaneers doubles did great. Godwin, Evans one of the top 2 receivers on the week. He was amazing. This was a single stack. It didn't get there. Richardson leaving that game with 17.5 points through the first and quarter and a half was disappointing. And the Giant stacks with old Danny Dimes did really, really well. Again, you do have to feed off of what people think. And if nobody wanted to play them because of what they saw the last week, island games will definitely affect the percentage that players get played the following week. So pay attention where people are going and ignore the fact that, well, you know, this is what people saw, but here's the reality of what actually is happening. This is still a good play moving forward. If you did well as a result of any of the content, the videos, the shorts, the Discord, or anything else that we have in this community, please take a second to go to smizzle.tv/charity. We are once again trying to raise money for No Kid Hungry. Our target goal is $35,000 over the course of the season. They provide food for food insecure kids all across America. Every single dollar helps. And if you had a good week, you want to give back, totally tax deductible, it helps. We run a tally. We'll keep track of it as the season goes along. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning into all the content. Here's the Thunderdome lineup. This is my single entry lineup. I won this on one play. It was the run play late in the game to Deebo Samuel, the one where Jennings got the flag for like an illegal block or hands in the back or whatever, personal foul, something. And I was furious because I was like, oh, Deebo got to run. I'm going to win. And then I saw the flag and thought it was going to get called back, but it's enforced after the game. So I won by that much over Papa Gates. Great lineup. Mike Leone from Establish the Run. Great lineup from him. We were really, really close as well. As you can see, just like we talk about, Josh Allen, Diggs, Kincaid. Brought it back with Josh Jacobs. Didn't do too well. 9.9 points. Rashad White as a standalone value. Puka Nacua, Deebo Samuel secondary stack. I had Kirk to try to get a little bit different in this one. I had the Cardinals defense who looked like they were on pace for a really good day. And then Danny Dimes went nuts. So $5K entry fee on this one, $50,000 taken home. I am the king of the Thunderdome for at least 1 week. We'll see if I can continue to do well in cash in that one. Now here's the trick, because I know that some keyboard warriors are just sitting there just ramping up, cracking their knuckles and ready to type 162 points. This is exactly why we advocate for single entry or limited entry, 3 max, 5 max, whatever, single entry tournaments with small fields, 50 players. This is a 35 player tournament, as you can see, with basically all the best players in the industry jumping this one every single week for the most part. You have a better chance to win if you're playing against less runners. You might be able to win with a lower score if there are less lineup iterations out there, because the absolute nuts will not get hit as frequently in those situations. So yes, the cash line is going to be lower than in the Millionaire Maker or the slant or the play action because there's way less runners, and the winning score is going to be a lot lower. Now, looking at the Millionaire Maker, here were my 150 lineups. So 3,000 entered. I lost 500 on this one. If you're trying to make an omelet, you got to be willing to break a few eggs. I only played 4 quarterbacks this week. I had a whole lot of Josh Allen, like 60% Josh Allen, about 100 Josh Allen lineups, somewhere around there. I had Anthony Richardson, Purdy, and Trevor Lawrence were my other quarterbacks. Anthony Richardson leaving this game early sucked because everything else was hitting early. With Anthony Richardson, I had Granson in this one, who was fine. None of the tight ends did a whole lot of much. Nico Collins is a comeback here. Williams was in this one. Nakua, Demont, Derrick Henry, McCaffrey. This was really the way, as everybody was going to pay up for super expensive wide receivers. I don't even know what one. I haven't even looked. But like, the way to get different that we talked about on the lineup builder show on Friday, if everybody is paying down at running back in order to pay up at wide receiver, the way to get different with a whole lot of upside is to pay up at wide receiver. Go with Team Jam 'em in with somebody like Derrick Henry and Christian McCaffrey. The Buccaneers defense at under 10% had 17 fantasy points yesterday against Chicago's anemic offense. And you could immediately get different by attacking the value and still correlating through it. Very easy to get there. Richardson could have had a 35-point day, could have dragged this lineup even higher, but still, I topped out at 183 yesterday. Second lineup, a Josh Allen lineup. Nobody really went nuclear yesterday. Ken Walker was under 10% with 18 points. Whole lot of Debo Samuel Nakua bringbacks for me. Gabe Davis was around 5%. He was a 5 under 5 guy for us. Under 10% for Kincaid. And like I said, I just had so much Josh Allen that if he had a big day, I was going to have a big day. And if he didn't, I wasn't. Tony Pollard got a mountain of volume. Had a good amount of points, but did not absolutely smash. Let's take a look over at my cash game lineup. I went off the reservation in cash a little bit. I don't know why. I usually just play the chalk and deal with it. I had a bit of differentiation here because I went to Calvin Ridley. I had Puka and Debo, and I changed to Ridley and Flowers. I kept Puka, and then I got off of Kelly. I was mixed up yesterday morning. It was a different schedule for me, and not my best cash game lineup, but it cashed because I had enough of the things that were enough. Zay Flowers had 7 more points than Joshua Kelly had in this one. I was one of the only people to play Okonkwo. I was not buying into Musgrave. I could have played him for the block. It would not have cost me 150 paid in this one. So the cash line here was around 123. So very thin. The top lineup in this one, as you can see at high stakes cash, this is a $250. One guy got a whole lot different. 150 typically will win you money, but lower scoring weeks the first 2 weeks because of the lack of touchdowns. Here's my Rainmaker lineups that people were looking for. I was attacking, and I didn't have a good outcome because these lineups just didn't do well. I was attacking the live finals, came in third in this one because there's just so few runners. It's 12 guys at Rainmaker, 33 guys here. Had a pretty good week. The value in Rainmakers this week was in these standard play action pack parties where it was 100 people get a pack. The pack is roughly $400. So like I got 16 of those packs. You just had to enter a lineup because none of them, as you can see, had any more than 100 people. So like if you just entered, you won. So hey, we won. And then looking at how some of my other lineups did, took down this one, $500, $100 here. It just adds up over time. $300 for my Thursday Hertz lineup. Some of the lineups, I think I won 1,000 or 2,000 with one of these, somewhere in there. Just a bunch of lineups in Rainmakers that continually just kind of cash. Play your most optimal lineups. That's the best way to get after it. You don't have to get far off the reservation. You don't have to try to be contrarian in Rainmakers. All of that is kind of built into the game because they have to have the card in order to play it. Not everybody is going to have every card, no matter whether you're playing at the rare tier, or the Rainmaker tier or the core tier. Just enter the good lineups and you will do a better job of winning money week in and week out in Rainmakers. Take a look over at Underdog. I'm not going to check my best ball lineups. It's week 2. It's too small of a sample size, but here are my best ball from weekly winners. I did not cash again in weekly winners this week. My best lineup, if I could scroll down, this interface is not great for streaming. My highest scoring lineup was that one. So Diggs, Allen, Metcalf, Stevenson, Davis, like this lineup here. Allen, Kyron Williams. He is carrying me through 2 weeks. He has been a monster for us. Late in every draft that I drafted, him or Puka Nacua, I was going after Rams and late in the 18th to 20th rounds. And the lineups that I ended up getting them are thriving. Just absolutely thriving. Did not cash in weekly winners. Did advance in the eliminator. Came in second in my group with 132. I really do like this eliminator lineup. It's going to need a little bit of help. What do I have to click? There we go. So 3 quarterbacks, Hurts, Richardson, Daniel Jones. We targeted this focusing on running quarterbacks to give us a floor because I don't have to be faster than the bear. I just have to be faster than you. It's one of those don't finish last and you're fine. Joe Mixon, Ken Walker, my volume running backs. Then I have just a bunch of guys. Penny not really playing. Wilson injured. Chuba Hubbard. Latavius Murray at least is on the field. Chuba is a 40% guy. Jamar Chase can't even break into the lineup through 2 weeks. Devontae Smith, Jordan Addison crushing. Michael Pittman going to do better in my opinion if AR-15 sits. Watch Michael Pittman with Gardner Minshew moving forward. Marvin Mims got loose. A little flop lag for him. Hunter Renfrow, apparently he caught a ball or two, so that's nice. Chigo Conquo, Gerald Everett just kind of filling out the lineup. Not showing off, not falling behind either. Kind of like the way that they're going. My this is my SFB 13 lineup. It says I have a 99% win probability. I'm down 16-ish points. I have Deshaun Watson. Now this is really funky scoring. Okay, so like the scores are not going to line up with what you see. Like you get points for like first downs. It's the tight end premium. There's a lot. So like I focused on a 0 RB build here. Picked up Zach Moss for like $4 in Fab. That paid off. Jamal Williams is going for me tonight. I have Deshaun Watson going for me tonight. On my bench, look who's here, Kyron Williams. He's going to be a starter moving forward. So like this is why 0 RB works so well, specifically in transactional leagues. If you are aggressive and can get after it on the waiver wire, or draft guys late in a really deep draft like this one, a 20 round, 22, whatever it was round draft with big player pools, and a league where I can play 6 wide receivers and super flex 2 quarterbacks. This is going to be tough for people to deal with in a league like that, where I have receivers that are going to score me tons of points every single week, and I'll run into a running back, Moss, Williams, Kyron Williams, and do just fine. A-Chain got a couple touches last night. Kenneth Gainwell did really well in week 1. If Kareem Hunt ever signs anywhere, we've got him as well. Jerick McKinnon, some weeks will do fine, especially if there's an injury. Really like my SFB team. We'll see how we can do with it. I lost week 1, so I'm hoping to end week 2 at 1-1. And getting to the SmizzGang Listener League, here are the winners. Our second winner is T-Chill15 with a 206.76. That is solid. Went with a CJ Stroud single stack, no bring back. Got Stroud with Nico Collins, cashed in for 55 on that primary stack. Bijan Robinson was on 5 under 5 this week. Rashad White, good chalk. Puka Nacua, only 10%. We're going to have to work on that, SmizzGang. We needed to be. How are we under 11% in our listener league on Puka Nacua? Keenan Allen with a 34-point day. Musgrave ate the chalk with 15%. Still did fine because no tight end separated. Derrick Henry against the Chargers. Secondary stack there. A little correlation. Gotta love that. Cowboys defense paid up at 4K. Got 15 points out of them. Congratulations on your victory. He took down $5,000 for the $30 that he entered. K. Falik or KF Alec. I don't know if it's K. Falik or KF Alec. 203. Congratulations on the second. Mashton 78. Option Mercer. Sean Yacumin 1, Ole's Picks, Eric Mullen. I'm trying to let the lineups load. SFHC 1922 with the Daniel Jones stack in his lineup. Secondhand Smug. Is it Secondhand Smug or Secondhand's Mug? I don't know which one it is. Also, and M. Martingale with the Jared Goff stacks, double stack, and I believe a bring back with Tyler Lockett. Very sharp lineups. Congratulations to all. Thank you guys for watching. Look out for another video right there.
He's a legend.